The most important thing no one knows about Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso's transitional president and Africa's youngest leader, has become a widely discussed figure across the Sahel and beyond. While much has been said about his military leadership, Pan-African rhetoric, and anti-imperialist posturing, the most important thing few truly understand or even know about him is his radical personal austerity and quiet rejection of power's privileges. At a time when political leaders in West Africa are often associated with luxury, corruption, and elitism, Traoré's unpublicized, almost ascetic lifestyle stands in stark contrast. It is not simply a stylistic choice, it is a deeply ideological act that quietly reshapes public expectations of leadership in Burkina Faso and the wider region. From the moment he assumed power in September 2022, following a military coup against Lieutenant Colonel Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba, Traoré was thrust into the harsh spotlight of national and international politics. Yet he did not follow the script of typical transitional heads of state. Instead of embracing opulence or leveraging his newfound authority for personal gain, Traoré reportedly refused to accept the full presidential salary, estimated at around $76,000 USD annually. Instead, he chose to retain only his captain's salary, an amount more aligned with Burkina Faso's working-class citizens, many of whom live on less than $100 a month. This decision, while largely underreported outside Burkina Faso, sent a powerful message internally. It wasn't performative humility, it was a strategic, values-driven refusal to separate himself from the people he governs. In a country plagued by decades of political instability, deep poverty, and violent insurgency, such a symbolic act has outsized political and moral value. It signals solidarity. It echoes the legacy of Thomas Sankara, the revolutionary leader who famously sold government Mercedeses and told ministers to drive economy cars. Traoré has frequently referenced Sankara, not merely as a hero, but as a guiding compass for his own leadership. Please like and subscribe to keep this channel alive. Thank you. What makes this decision especially important is the context in which it has taken place. Burkina Faso, like many Sahelian nations, is confronting a multidimensional crisis. Jihadist insurgencies have displaced over 2 million people, while the economy remains fragile and dependent on international aid. Traoré's government, faced with these immense pressures, is attempting to reconstruct state authority, build local production capacities, and foster national unity. These are not tasks that can be completed by rhetoric alone, they require trust. By voluntarily reducing his own pay and refusing lavish state accommodations, Traoré has attempted to create an image of leadership that is grounded, honest, and in touch with the everyday struggles of ordinary Burkinabe citizens. Perhaps more striking is the veil of privacy Traoré maintains around his personal life. Unlike most political leaders, he does not display his family in public. No official images or detailed biographical information about his wife or children are available. This is not out of secrecy or paranoia, it reflects a deliberate strategy to shift the focus away from personality cults and toward policy, governance, and collective national identity. In this way, he resists the trend of hypervisibility and celebrity-style politics that has engulfed many global leaders. Instead, he emphasizes action, community, and ideology. Traoré's minimalist approach to leadership also extends to how state resources are distributed. According to local reports, funds that would normally go toward presidential luxuries have instead been rechanneled into development initiatives such as agricultural reform, processing plant construction, local industry support, and road infrastructure. For example, under his leadership, the government launched a national campaign to mechanize farming, providing tractors and equipment to rural communities. This kind of economic intervention, backed by visible sacrifice at the top, makes his policies feel less like handouts and more like a collective investment in the country's future. The international press often focuses on Traoré's alignment with Russia, his departure from France's influence, and his alliance with other Sahelian juntas in Mali and Niger. These dynamics are important, but they often overshadow the quiet revolution he is attempting at home, one rooted not in geopolitics, but in moral credibility and grassroots legitimacy. His rejection of the perks of power is not just personal, it's political. It's a form of resistance against a system in which leaders enrich themselves while their people suffer. This ethic of service is what makes Captain Traoré's leadership distinct, and it may well be his most enduring contribution to the political culture of Burkina Faso. In a region where coups are increasingly common but reforms are rare, his unpublicized decision to renounce privilege could become a model for a new kind of leadership, one rooted in humility, restraint, and alignment with the people's aspirations. Please like and subscribe to keep this channel alive. Thank you. In the end, the most important thing no one knows or fully appreciates about Captain Ibrahim Traoré is not found in bold speeches or public ceremonies. It lies in the quieter choices, the salary he declined, the luxury he rejected, the spotlight he dimmed, and the values he elevated. In these acts, he is attempting something rare, to lead by example in a time of crisis, and to rebuild trust in public office not with words, but with sacrifice.